As always, don't touch anything unless you know exactly what you're doing. You'll want to review and be thoroughly familiar with your manufacturer's instructions before touching anything here. Okay, my water heater's been popping like crazy. Today I'm going to show you about the fastest way to drain sediment, to flush sediment from a water heater. This one is on a manufactured home, so I've got this area for the water heater. Move this out. I'll wiggle it back and forth. Watch the toes. Alright. And there's the water heater. So many water heaters have a cold feed from the top of the water heater, and then it has a dip tube that aims down towards the bottom of the tank. This particular one is fed from the side, but I believe it also arches into a dip tube that basically aims at the bottom, and that'll swirl sediment around once we open it. Hot water comes off from the top and is fed to the deal. The cold water goes in this side. Some tanks have a dip tube or a deal that goes down to the bottom of the tank, and some are fed more from the bottom. Just depends. But anyway, this one I have what is closer to a full port deal. Some of these you'll want to replace it with a different type of drain valve. This drain valve will work good for the flush method. With the flush that I'm going to do, we don't need to drain the whole tank. We just need to flush out the water nice and easy. We don't need to turn anything off. None of that. Just get it done. I wanted to show you the popping that's going on. Here it goes. Water heater just kicked on. And I'll even show you the viewing window, as that's a little more interesting. There it is. But mine's just doing some crazy popping. Okay, there's the popping. You can hear, and that's not even as nearly as bad as it gets. So here I've got the garden hose. So I got my garden hose, making sure the gasket's inside. I hook this up here. This deal. And this hose has a little stubborn spot right there. We want to make sure that's open all the way. Okay, don't want to over tighten this, just snug is good. It's plastic. And gonna leave it firing, as that's helping bubble up the stuff. If I need to, I'll actually turn up the heat. This deal I want to make sure is open all the way, and then I'm going to open the water here. I'm going to open that all the way. On the other end, I've run it out to a fig tree, to a large tree. I'll show you that. It's going to allow the stuff to swirl and settle in. And I'm leaving it running. It really won't drain the whole tank. It'll flush out from this tube going down into the bottom deal. And the fact that it's running and you can hear it popping there, we can pretty much run it until it stops popping, because as it's popping, it's going to be releasing some of that sediment up to flow onto the deal, so we can kind of listen for it, and that'll be kind of a good indicator for when we're at a good point here. And it's probably going to take some time, and it's going to take some water, but I can water the plants with the water. And you could turn it off and on again in intervals to create differences in pressure. I'm going to be showing you a better way than turning it off and on. Still popping there. It's actually... So we're basically going to be trying to agitate that a better way rather than for the hose. You can hear it's popping pretty good. Alright, and just take some time and that'll be flushing. This way we don't have to relight a pilot light or anything. We just need to monitor it and flush it. In theory, this will create a swirling that'll get the stuff off the bottom. You can see there's a bit of space between here and there, so it can really collect a lot of sediment. The water heater, we always want to be ready for the T&P valve also at some point to test that and replace it if needed. I'm not going to do that today because I'm not ready. And also once in a while to replace the anode rod, the same thing. I'm not ready to do that now, so I'm not going to be doing that today. You can hear a little less popping, but it's still quite a bit of popping. And ideally we would get this to where there's no more popping. Yeah, it's kind of like popcorn. You might listen for the difference in seconds between the pops. And we can always change this to a couple different spots to drain it, water different things. The water's actually coming out kind of cool. In order to get a little change in the pressures, I'm going to open some hot water from the top or from the faucet. Just to vary the pressure a little bit. And we still got quite a bit of popping. So in order to vary the pressure, could actually just take it here and do it that way instead of doing it right at the port. So it's going to affect the pressures a bit. Since I don't want to bend it here and I don't want to keep turning it off and on there, I'll just do it this way. And we are starting to sound much better. You can hear how that really is agitating the stuff off the bottom. That sounded much better. I'll go ahead and release it. Sounding quite a bit better. A little popping, but still much better. Area that water is pretty hard and a lot of calcium and mineral content in the water. This is good to do about once a year or every 6 months. sounds so much better. It was just popping really crazy before. Now I just, when I close it off, all I hear is a bit of bubbling. I'm very happy about this. As it was, I should have recorded it then. It was popping like violently, like crazy, and it would echo through the house, sound like somebody was slamming a door. It was so bad. I think I'm going to call that good at this point. A little bit more and we're all set. Nice, easy deal. Go ahead and turn this off. And put my viewing window back. I'm going to leave it connected for a little bit and see how I like it once it gets closer to temperature. Already that is so much better, so much quieter. It was really just popping so bad. Now I can hear just a little bit of air bubbles. Kind of working their way out. That's way better. I'm going to go ahead and open the tap and release a little air from the top side. It's going to be much better. Still a little popping, but not nearly as bad. Okay, it's been heating a while, but still doing the same deal, so open it some more and continue. Working with it. Sometimes you can feel the other end for grittiness coming out. Wait until it comes out smooth, or it was nice and clear. But also with this, can just listen for it. Mine, it probably just has quite a bit in there, just so much calcium and mineral content. It's a nice marine tank. It's a good machine. This one's set for propane. Manufactured in 2005. Still alive. This is Warrior glass for manufactured housing. For natural gas, and then for LP gas when equipped with 1.75 DMS orifice. Yep, so this method just takes a bit of time, but it's still about the fastest, best way to do this. You don't have to relight the pilot heat, you don't have to turn anything off, you don't have to turn the gas off, turn the gas back on. You don't have to drain the whole tank. You're going through less water, and it's just preserving the life of the tank, increasing the efficiency of how the system runs. And if you do this about every 6 months, then it's just gonna not be quite as much as I had to go through on this one. I had waited, I think it's been about 9 months now, maybe even a year, maybe even a bit longer. But yeah, so we're really trying to get it to where there's no more knocking at all. I'll have to check the video to see how long ago that was. I had one where I saw some coyotes, so it was on draining the tank. More. And saw some coyotes when I went out back. So I looked it up just now, and that video was in February of 2017, so over 2 years ago. We're almost there. It was called Hot Water Heater Making Gurgling Indigestion Noises, How to Make Better, plus 3 Coyote Surprise. But I think this here is a much better method. On that one, I drained the whole tank. This one just was much easier. That was yesterday, and it sounds much, much nicer, much better. Not banging through the whole house or anything. Nice and quiet operation. As good as you can hope for. Pretty good. I'm going to call that good compared to what it was. It's probably something I'm going to have to do about every 6 months in my area. 6 months to a year. So, go ahead and close it off. We're closed. Now I can detach my hose. Hose off the water, so the most amount of water that could come back from the hose would be whatever's left in this little section. Lift this up. Toss that there. Alright. The deed is done. Now I have a much quieter working water heater for about 6 months. Alright. It'll be perfect, but it's much better than it was. Okay, putting the service door back. This deal we just lift it up into the slot, wiggle it back and forth a little bit. It just goes up into the slot there. Just wiggle the bottom. There we go. And then kind of balance it out between each side. And then it's just got these latch deals that Alright, now we got a much quieter water heater. Not quite as much. It's a done deal. A quick search of my YouTube channel, you should be able to find a bunch of material that'll be helpful to your maintenance needs, and links to tools and parts used in the videos can be found in the descriptions below.